Hi everyone, it's WOW News Week for the fifth and final installment, and today's news is that the Trump administration, today, September 26th, they have asked for the Supreme Court to rule if the Executive Order 14160 issued on January 20th is constitutional. This executive order wants to deny citizenship to any U.S.-born children of undocumented immigrants and the children of parents residing in the country under temporary legal authorization, such as student visas and work visas. What's the background on this? In 1898, the Supreme Court case, United States versus Wong Kim Ark, argued that the 14th Amendment guarantees birthright citizenship to anyone born in the United States, including the children of parents who are not U.S. citizens. So this has been in effect since 1898. What happened before that? Why did they need this ruling from the Supreme Court? After the abolishment of slavery, free Black advocates pushed for a broad guarantee of birthright citizenship that would include them and all other people born in the United States. Unfortunately, with the Dred Scott versus Sandford case, the Supreme Court rejected their request in 1857. And the Chief Justice at the time, Roger Taney, actually argued that Black people, whether enslaved or free, were not and could not ever be American citizens. So fortunately, the other case in 1898 overturned this one. So what happened after this executive order was issued this year in January? Litigation began the very next day because a lot of attorneys feel it's unconstitutional. On June 27th, Education Mosaic reported on this, that the Supreme Court ruled that lower courts could not rule on this. They didn't rule whether it was constitutional or unconstitutional, but they gave 30 days where by July 28th, all kinds of mess would happen, where children who were not born from U.S. citizens would lose access to health care and all kinds of things, and a lot of rights would be stripped away from these babies. However, a class action lawsuit was filed. It's called Barbara versus Donald J. Trump. And the class action lawsuit is the future babies who are not born yet. So this is a different way to combat unconstitutional policies. So on July 10th, they provisionally agreed to nationwide class certification, recognizing the protected class, the future babies, and prevented the executive order from taking effect. This has virtually saved and protected everyone who would be in jeopardy if birthright citizenship was taken away. What are some concerns and consequences of taking it away? Hundreds of thousands of children in the United States would be denied citizenship, which could create a new subclass of people. So they would lose the full rights and protections of citizenship. The second concern is some of these children will be rendered stateless, meaning they would not be recognized as citizens of any country, which would equate to a refugee status, meaning lack of health care, education, ability to travel freely. These children could also be deported to foreign countries where they have never lived and where their welfare would be endangered. The last consequence that people are concerned about, potentially, government offices would no longer be able to rely on birth certificates to determine citizenship, which could open the door for discrimination, and everyone could be vulnerable to having their citizenship questioned. So as of the request today from the federal government to the Supreme Court, we will keep you posted on what the Supreme Court decides if birthright citizenship is constitutional or not. Stay tuned.